Today's video, I'm going to talk about the chaotic horror of the 16th album by Cannibal Corpse. This happens to be called Chaos Horrific, released on September 22nd through Metal Blade Records. I know this album has already received numerous reviews. I did a quick search. I found about like 10 of them, so I'm sure this is not the first review you're watching, but I will deliver it in my own style. I'll provide my opinion and hopefully you'll watch the whole thing. I won't delve into the band's history since you probably already know it, but I will discuss the band members because I think this particular lineup is crucial to the development of their sound. So let's dive right into that part. On vocals is George Corpse Grinder Fisher. He's a longtime vocalist. He does an exceptional job on this album, just as he has on every album he's been part of. He delivers deep, guttural vocals that remain intelligible if you listen closely. That's one of his strengths, and it's what sets him apart. Plus his iconic image, his massive neck, the whirlwind headbanging, and his generous nature as evidenced by stories of him donating toys to children's hospitals. This makes him just really awesome. Then we got Erik Rutan on guitar and backing vocals. Now, Erik Rutan is highly significant because it's his second album as a guitarist for Cannibal Corpse, and he's also produced the last 6 albums and played on the previous album, Violence Unimagined. His guitar work is pivotal because he's not just a guitarist, but he's also a producer with experience in producing many death metal albums. He brings something special to Cannibal Corpse. And on guitar, we also have Rob Barrett. So he's the other guitarist. He really complements Erik Rutan's playing perfectly. He was with the band in the 90s. He left and then he returned in 2005. He contributed to the last few albums. He's a real valuable asset to the band. Now we have like the original members. So we have Alex Webster on bass. So sometimes bass can be overshadowed, but on this particular album, the first thing you hear is the opening song is the bass. So Alex Webster is undeniably an essential member of the band, and he brings a lot to the table. You hear his low-end prowess throughout many of the songs, and he's also a founding member, so that adds to his significance. Finally, we have Paul Mazurkiewicz. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but he's on drums and percussion. He's been with the band since the beginning, along with Alex Webster. He's a founding member, just really great, talented drummer, known for some of the craziest drum work in the genre. He also wrote lyrics on 4 of the songs. So let's move on to the songs now. The album has 10 tracks, 39 minutes long, so let's dive into it. Opening track, Overlords of Violence. Like I said, the first thing you hear is the bass guitar. This goes into some ripping vocals by Corpse Grinder. The song is fast and the riffs keep coming. You get some brutal screams and blazing solos. The drum work is on point. The production is also very good on this album. Track 2, Frenzied Feeding, continues with some fast and heavy blast beats and technical guitar riffs. They turn up the aggression and speed on this one, and the lead guitar work is awesome. This is one of those songs where the drumming does not let up until about like the middle of the song where they slow it down a little. It just lets the song breathe a little bit. Summoned for Sacrifice is a great song. The intro sounded more like thrash, had more of an old school death metal sound. This is one of the slower tracks, and I like it when they slow it down, but don't worry, they speed it up later with some brutality and rapid fire riffs. The song is great. It has lots of ups and downs. Blood Blind has a very thick sound where they focus on the low end. This one is not very fast, but it's super heavy. This one has lots of chugging, and I like the chorus. He sings subjugate, subjugate, subjugate. That's very memorable. It's one of my favorite songs. The second half of the song has lots of the blast beats, the rapid fire tremolo picking, also some cool drum rolls. Vengeful Invasion has some whirlwind guitar riffs. There's lots of chugging and deep guttural vocals. They change tempos throughout the song and keep things interesting. Then they hit you with some blast beats, and that alternates with the guitar riffs. I like this one a lot. It has lots of changes in the short run time. Chaos Horrific is the title track. We're about halfway through the album. This one's a banger. It has the old school death metal sound. The vocals are very harsh, and the song moves at a rapid fire pace. This chorus is very memorable, and it's not something that's common with death metal. You don't always memorize the choruses, but it's a really great song. Fracture and Refracture is a cool song. I read the lyrics. It's about some mad surgeon who breaks bones and makes them grow again, or something along that nature. It's a fast and heavy. The guitar riffs just come right at you. The song is very brutal. The drumming here is very intense. The guitar solos are also killer. Pitchfork Impalement has some whirlwind guitar riffs. The drumming's very intense. Out of all the songs, I would say this one has some of the best drumming. Guitar work is very technical, and the solos are awesome. Pestilential Rictus has an old school death metal sound. The verses have that signature chugging sound that this band is known for. So it's pretty cool. It reminds me of some of their other stuff, their older stuff I meant. The guitar riffs are both heavy and technical, and they go in kind of like different directions. So the song has this cool like groove sound to it. It comes in towards the end of the song, right before the guitar solo. Drain You Empty is the last song, and this one starts slow. I really like it when this band slows down. I think actually my favorite Cannibal Corpse song is probably a Scourge of Iron from the album Torture. I'm not saying it's like full like death doom or anything like that, but I like it when they slow it down, and the slow pace makes it stand out. But don't worry, they speed it up later on. It gets faster as the song develops, and then they slow it down later on. And I like when bands do that. It kind of gives them some ability to add some extra sounds in the background, and then the slower pace with the guitar solos kind of helps bring more emotion. And this is a really good closing track. So in conclusion, it's a really good album. I think a little better than Violence Unimagined. The album had a better flow. Some of the songs stood out amongst the others. I would say my favorite songs were Blood Blind, Chaos Horrific, and Drain You Empty. That's my top 3. My score is an 8 out of 10. Check out my review of Violence Unimagined from 2021. Please remember to like this video. It helps me with the algorithm. Please subscribe, and thanks for watching.